chat, all messages. Oh, see if anybody comes on while I'm waiting for the mother to do her shopping. Come on here for a little bit while I'm waiting around. See if anybody comes on, says hello. It's quite early, isn't it? Looks like no one's coming on. Except for one person. No. Nobody. Ugh. 5 people. There we go. A bit more. So I thought I'd just have a little live while I'm waiting. Probably be on here for about 10 minutes. What up, Jack Reacher? I wish I was Jack Reacher. No one would be messing around me if I was Jack Reacher, would they? Neymar. $20 people. How many people of them are subscribers? I bet. If you are coming on here and you're not a subscriber, go to my channel and subscribe. I'm a like. If you do talk rubbish though, I will just get rid of you and block you. Oh, it's gone back to now, down to 9 because it's people just like scrolling because they've got no lives. Now it's back up to 19. Crazy. Yeah, I'm just waiting around at the moment in the car. So I thought I'd come on and say hello and tell you what the video is going to be about tonight when I do one, because it'll be out like about 5-6 o'clock. I'm going to do it as soon as I get home. And yeah, it's just going to be a what sold video, really. What sold video, and a bit more about chat GPT and how I've been using it on my eBay listings and that. Well, actually been using it on my Vinted. And has it been working? Has it been working? Has it not? Has it been working for eBay? Has it been working for Vinted? Has it worked for one or the other? You know, so on and so on. I've only been using it for about 3 or 4 days. 3-4 days, yeah. So it's not like I'm using it. I haven't used it for a long time, but yeah, it'll be it's not like I've signed up to it, because you have to sign up to it. Morning, Wheezy. It's not like I signed up to it. I'm actually just using different sorts of AI. So I'm using Gemini, which is on my phone, because I use Samsung, and I've used Chat GPT. That's another one. And then I'm just copying and pasting. I'm not actually using the actual one that's now officially on eBay. I did get an email, but I might use it and see what it's like. Or if I can try and find it. But yeah, because I've been doing a lot of clothing, I just wanted to get some more info about the actual item, because clothing is a bit more like, I would say, you can talk about it a bit more in detail when it's like vintage stuff, and it's quite interesting actually, because I would have never found out some of the stuff, because with like single stitch clothing and that, which, you know, I'm not a clothing reseller, so I only know so much, and I don't think people who do clothing full time would know what these things were, because they're from America, and you know, there's something about them. So I got an IBM t-shirt. It's got IBM and it's got some writing going for each letter, and I found out that was about a earthquake in America. So in 1987 there was an earthquake in America, and it affected IBM as well. IBM was massive then, when there's probably one of the leading companies for computers, and it affected them. So they did obviously a foundation, a charity cause for helping people, and did t-shirts, and that was one of the t-shirts. So I would have never known that. Also, one of the t-shirts saying "I love bowling" on it, that's done by an artist, so very known artist. Well, not, I wouldn't say no, because I don't know, but if you're into that thing, a very known artist in like pop arty, graphic-y printing. Yeah, so it's got a bit more value than just having a bowling t-shirt. And some of her stuff does sell on eBay, but not a bowling one. Yeah, so when you're using these AI tools, you find out more info about stuff than you would ever find, because unless it's very, very common, or very, you know, it's been sold quite a few times, you're not going to know much about these things. And it sells, you know, like, it sells the product more, if you know what I mean. I remember that quake in 1987, Oakland, October the 17th. Yeah, that was it. That was the one. San Jose or something like that. I don't know. Obviously, I'm from England. San Jose, 1987. Yeah. Obviously, I was sick. I was 6 years old. So I remember an earthquake in America. I don't know where it was. If you're from America, you probably know. And it was all over the news. And I always remember it. It might be that one, where one of the biggest things that happened was, because America, you got a lot of like motorways, well, or carriageways or roads where they're on top of each other, underneath bridges, and one, because you had an earthquake, one collapsed on another like that. Is that one, or is that another one? Because I remember, even as a kid, seeing that on the TV, and it always stuck in my mind, because I remember the two things that had collapsed on each other, so a lot of people died by it and like that. Oh, is that the one, is it? Oh, no way. So it's, thank you, Michael. So it's yeah, that's, wow, that is a big one, isn't it now? So yeah, well, I've got an IBM, because I picked up a load of like vintage American single stitch t-shirts from the 1980s and 90s, and that was one. And it's got, like I said, it's got IBM down. It's a white t-shirt with IBM, and then something for each one, and then it's got San Jose 1987 7.1 or something like that. That must be the Richter scale. Yeah, and I didn't know anything about it. I knew it was IBM, because I know the IBM like lettering, but all the other, everything's cracked on it. So they must have obviously done some t-shirts to raise funds. No way. Look at my knowledge. That is mad. I'm so proud of myself, because I always remember, I just thought it was like, really, I think that's the first disaster that I've ever like saw, because obviously when you're a kid, you don't watch the news, but it was all over the news. A bit like at 9/11, you know, sort of thing. You couldn't get away from it, you know. And my dad used to always watch the news when I come back from school, and obviously it's a big, massive thing. Oh man, wow. Because you only see stuff like that on films, don't you? Sort of like, and that's one thing. I'm glad I don't live in America. England is so safe to live in. You don't have anybody shooting you. You get murders and that. Everybody gets murders, but yeah, America's got all your natural disasters in different areas. I think that New York area that way is all right. That's a bit more like England weather. You know, you have cold weather in when it's meant to be cold, warm weather when it's meant to be warm. And I suppose when in the LA area and all that lot, it's constantly warm on you, so you're gonna get these earthquakes and all that lot. Did you get? No, I haven't been to no carboot. I've like I said, I've been my sales have been struggling. I've been selling stuff, but not like big items. I've been selling little bits and bobs, and I've got so many things to come out. It's like it's October's a hard month for me, because obviously I got my son's birthday and stuff like that. So I mega like spoil him. I really spoil him. So it's at the 24th, but yeah, I just had loads of bills come out. And all my bills come out like at the start of the month and the end of the month. So, and his birthday's in the middle. So I've got to keep my money quite like or on a decent level. And the car boots have been closed down. The car boot was closed down this weekend, the one I was going to, and they were rubbish anyway. It's all like misty and foggy, and I couldn't be bothered. Literally, when I've got stock, it's safer than America. I wouldn't like to live in London. Yeah, you choose London or over like the Bronx. You know what I mean? Luke you need to stop leaving. Yeah, well, yeah, it does. It's weird how we're an island and people still can get over here quite easy. It's mad, isn't it? My sales are a bit down this month. Been selling a lot more. Yeah, well, if you watch tonight's video, I'll be talking about Vinted as well, because I've had more sales on Vinted than I have on eBay. Yeah, I know, because in America, I remember the lad when I worked at B&M, and he was going out with an American girl. No one believed him, because it was like no pictures of them together. He said he'd been over there, and then he proved it, because he was asking obviously to get a visa to get over to America. And then he was going to marry her, because obviously they don't just let you in America. You've got to prove that you're worthy to get into America and live there. And one of the ways is getting married, and obviously getting a job or something like that, or you get a certain amount of time to get a job. And yeah, here we just let anybody in, and I don't think it. I think it's wrong in a way, but then we got to think about ourselves when we go and hear about the Spanish people moaning about us and all that. Like a lot of older people from England move and live over in Spain, so we're sort of like the same in a way, but the places where they're going to are pretty much English based now. So you think about like Benidorm, it's pretty much English, I just don't. But at least they've got money. They're not on benefits and all this lot and all that lot. And that's the wrong thing. We seem to be not supporting our own, then doing the right thing and stopping people coming in. Our country is only so big, and you're just making a lot of people poorer by bringing more people in, because then we're paying taxes to people that we don't even know, and they're not even in our country. You know what I mean? If they're working, I ain't got a problem about that. If they're working and doing proper jobs, that's fine. But if they're coming here and getting a house for nothing and all this, then it's wrong, right? Would I ever try and sell on Amazon? No, because I feel like Amazon take much fees off. I watched somebody who quit Amazon, and you see a lot of, if you've noticed, a lot of people who do Amazon are young people and spend thousands of pounds on stock to make not much profit, but the 99% of them never show you the profits because you don't make much profits. You have to have a lot of money to invest to make money, if you get me. So after fee, you think eBay's bad. No, this is bad, but because they obviously take your stock, so whatever you buy, you send it off to Amazon, they store it, and that's why you always think, how comes it's not in dodgy boxes and all that? Like, it's always in an Amazon box, because what they do is you send the stock to them in a big box or whatever it is, then they obviously store it in a certain area for your stuff, and then they get it picked when it sells. So what they do is they store your stuff, pick your stuff, send your stuff, all that's done for you, and then they take off all the commission off it. This lad, he quit because he said it's just too much fees for what you have to do. So he made about £100,000 worth, and after all fees and how much the stuff cost, he made about 20 grand. That's rubbish. That's really, really bad. If you've had £100,000 in sales and you're making 20 grand, that is just, it's a lot of work for nothing, isn't it? You know what I mean? And that's because of, he's Amazon charge a lot of money, which is great if you're a multi-million-pound company, or if you've got your own product. That is brilliant. You know what I mean? If that's why you see a lot of like big companies, like Legos on there and all that lot, because obviously Lego's Lego, but if you've got like say I go to like Morrison's now and pick out loads of stuff which is on sale for like half price, and I can make a tenner off it, after that you probably make about £2 or £3. And then you see it all the time because they have these Amazon apps where you can log into, and you scan a thing and it'll actually work out how much you'll make after all the fees are taken out. And they're like boasting about, oh, we're gonna make £5 off this per unit. Oh, that's brilliant. That is. You've just spent £45 on the item and you're making £5. Name a reseller who would actually do that. A proper reseller, a person who goes to carboot. No one would. It's just absolutely pointless. Yes, you don't have to deal with the stock, you don't have to do anything like that, but to make £5 off £45 is absolutely stupid. I don't see the point in it. It's just stupid. If I said to you, right, would you go to a car boot and spend £45 to make £5 profit? No one would. So why? I don't know why they think it's something to boast about. It's rubbish. It's so crushing looking at the eBay fees. Yeah, mate, you're just a weirdo freak, so you are blocked. Report you. Oh man, what a shame. Stark, you've just been reported for sexual abuse, so your channel's going to be actually banned now. How's the weather there? Raining. Yeah, double before feed. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, you might as well buy it and sell it on eBay. And I know a lot of them do. A lot of them do, but then they have to stock it and keep it, and they don't like doing it. This lad, he used to sell on Amazon and all that lot, but now he's got his own little like warehouse. So now he's selling these trainers on StockX, I think it is. I don't know. I don't really do trainers like that, but he buys like ghost outlets. I haven't done to. I see. My plan was this year was to do a few more different videos again. People like me going to these outlets and going and doing that, but also going to doing pallets, and not stupid Amazon pallets. I mean proper pallets that I've done in the past. I'm selling stuff. I'm getting sales. eBay's really poor though. eBay's been really bad. I'm just trying to stay consistent. My problem is trying to stay consistent all the time. I get bored of listing. I'll go on mad spree, so I'll do a whole week of doing like crazy amounts of listing, and then I'll go, right, that'll do. And then it'll be like, I won't do anything the week after, and it affects my eBay because my eBay starts going, ooh. Also, I haven't done my shop, which the person at eBay Open said, do your shop because you haven't got no banner, you got no profile picture. Send coupons. I don't do coupons because you can do coupons for everybody, or you can do coupons for followers. I've got like 40 followers, which is crazy. Yeah. So and obviously they're people that probably have bought from me, and I have people repeat buyers. I haven't started listing my toys yet though. I got a few bits and bobs and toys, so I feel like when it comes to this time of year, I think it starts warming up after Halloween area's gone, because obviously parents like to get that out of the way. That's when they start properly like focusing on all that, buying toys and that. But I haven't found no Christmas stuff yet, and I found one Christmas vintage like stocking, which I haven't put on, and I want to start finding a lot of that. I have got an auction tomorrow where there's a nice leather, there's a nice item in there, really nice, which could get me easily 100 quid, maybe more. I don't know. I haven't had a look at it yet. You gotta do it, mate. You gotta do what you can do. You know what I mean? I always say, work from home. Don't spend money on stuff that you don't need to, so you can have some space or some room or something like that. If you've got a spare room, use that. If you haven't got no room in your house, right, get a shed. Obviously, if you've got a flat though, you can't have that. But there will be a point where your flat won't be big enough. So unless you're thinking about going in a different area, clothing's okay. If you're just doing clothing, you could manage. And small items, so if you're a card collector, sell cards, Pokemon, stuff like that, magazines, like comics and stuff like that, maybe. Or if you're like me and have bits of everything, a flat won't be big enough. You only will be able to do so much. So then it's either moving out your flat and maybe getting a place where it's got a garden, or getting a unit. And then you got to think, well, I'm paying £400 a month for this unit, where I could actually pay £400 a month extra, if you're renting on a better place, bigger place. So what's better? I say a place where you live in is better if it's bigger. If you live in a flat and you can get for 400 quid extra, you probably could get like a 2-bed house, maybe a 3-bed house, more space for you, and like, but you've got to make that income to pay for that. And that's the only trouble. So some people are just lucky. I'm lucky. I've always been lucky when I've been doing the reselling, because obviously I don't have to pay anything. And I live in a 3-bedroom detached house with a garden. So I've got a shed, I've got I got a garage, well, I got a carport, which I'm going to be converting into a garage when I actually really do want it and save up and sell it, you know, like save up for the money for that, because that's storage unit, because it's not really big. I haven't got a really nice car to put in the garage, so yeah. Pixie, how do you sort how do you sort through your stuff? What do you mean sort through my stuff? In what way? I don't understand the question. What way do I sort through my stuff? I was watching Ricky. He was doing a sale on holes eBay for the weekend. What do you mean? What is that, a recent video? He hasn't done a video. He hasn't done any videos last week, has he? I think he's only done about 3. He must be having some time off or something, or unless you is that holes? He's actually, is that hose, doing a sale on hose? I don't get you. Explain it a bit better. Yeah, my video will be a what sold video today. I've sold a lot more of the t-shirts, obviously, because that's what I've been listing, and I will be doing a lowdown of Fleek after, when I've sold virtually most of them, because I'm always going to be up because I got it for free. But I did pay 40 quid for the shipping because I went over the 200 quid voucher they gave me. But yeah, I don't think you can make money off Fleek unless you spend money on stuff that can get you big money, like the people that sell Carhartt stuff and stuff like that. I mean, if you got like order 10 jackets for so much, then you can make money, because obviously you can sell Carhartt jackets from anything from 40 to 100 quid, can't you? So it's one of them stuff that I picked up. It's like hit and miss. You either get a banger, which I got one banger, but it's on at 110 quid, and I'm just going to put it on that. I think it was last week. He was doing a sale on his shop. Gets more interested. Yeah, I mean, I think he was doing a coupon, 20% off coupon. That's it. I've done sales because you can just do normal sales, which is general public, but I don't know if the coupon is just for your followers. So I don't know. I'll have to look into it. I'm not really bothered about my shop and coupons at the moment. I might do a coupon. I always say that, but if you're trying to sell your stuff all the time, you're putting it on sale, you're doing coupons, doing this, you're either, one, desperate for the money, or two, you don't rely on your products that much. You don't think them products are good enough. If you're trying to sell your stuff after a couple of weeks for cheap, or after a month for cheap, give it a chance to try and sell. You know what I mean? I've got loads of items that I've had for ages, so I can do that if I want to. But I think they give you an email, don't they, when it comes to coupons? So if you're a follower of my, like, an eBay store, you get an email saying you've been invited to a 20% coupon. So then obviously somebody who follows you, who might be into the toys or something like that, will have a look on your thing. I need to section out all my stuff on my eBay store. That is one thing she said, because I haven't sectioned out. So when you click onto my profile, it's just all my stuff I sell, where I need the category thing. So toys, clothing, trainers, whatever, tech, stuff like that. So yeah, and then I'll come up with a sale part. I need to do that. But like I said to her, who looks at a person's shop? Unless you're being nosy, who looks at a person's shop? It's not like, I would say, like when you go to, I know, Lego or Next website, you click on, obviously, onto their website, don't you? And you click on, that's different, in it. And you search an item on eBay, when you're buying something, you usually know what you're buying, don't you? You don't click on there to browse. You just click on there because you're wanting something. So you type in transformer, and that's what I'll come up with. I'll come up with a list of all the things, because most people who are buying on eBay know what they're going to buy. You know what I mean? So, and if you're lucky, you might get an extra sale because they're saying, "Oh, I want that," you know. But yeah, I'm waiting for my mum. She's doing shopping. I've actually twisted my ankle as well, so I'm not going to be playing football this week. I played football last night and I twisted my ankle, but I didn't twist my ankle. If you know what I mean. I just went to run off, and I couldn't put my weight on my right leg on my ankle, and now I'm hobbling. So I hope I haven't like ripped a tendon or anything like that, because I could be like hobbling for ages. But it does feel like my Achilles. I hope it isn't, because I can't put any weight on it. Absolutely, it doesn't hurt, but it hurts when you move it into a certain position. It hurts, you know. So my little escape from like reality. That's my thing. Football. When I come play, that's what I do. I won't be able to play football tonight. That means I can do more with listing and obviously eBay. So yeah, I think I got about 5 or 6 more pieces of clothing to take pictures of, and then it's going on to them final boxes in the room. That is all my stuff then in the house. That's all my stuff, my stock done. And then the only other stock is in the shed, which is the Hoovers. So yeah, that's gonna be a whole different story when it comes to the Hoovers. I still don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. I could get some quick money and put it on Facebook and just sell it as a bulk load, which I could do. I know I paid about 10 quid a Hoover, and I could just say, right, 30 quid a Hoover or 20 quid a Hoover for the whole lot. Somebody come like a reseller. But I know parts, I could sell the parts off easier than selling it as a Hoover, because the Hoovers I've had on there, I think I've sold one. They just hang around, and there's nothing wrong with the Hoovers. They're all working, but they're just hanging around, and they're not like stupid prices. Like one of my Hoovers, I think is a Vax Hoover pet one. It's on there for 35 quid, which is cheap for a second-hand Hoover, and that's how much they sell for. Actually sell for more, but no one's just buying them. I think people are just, Hoovers are hit and miss. I think people buy the parts more than the actual Hoovers themselves, unless it's a really nice Hoover or good Hoover, you know. So I might just strip them down and sell them for parts. Then I don't have to worry about postage and packaging, you know, like big items. Yeah, because I got about 3 G-Techs, and I know I could sell the batteries for like 30 quid each. So oh, do you? All right then, guys. I'm gonna go because the mother is coming back with her shopping.